Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to our today's question and answer session. We made a post and you wrote quite some questions under our post, and one of the most common questions, favorite question we would like to answer. For example, my dear Pradyumna, but maybe before we start, we introduce ourselves. Oh?
Yes, that is Sudevi, Dazi.
Hare Krishna, my name is Sudevi and my husband is Pradyumna Mishradas. And we live here in Mayapur. And that's the first question. Where is Mayapur and what is Mayapur about?
Yeah, I think it was one of the most asked questions under the comments, also in the comment section under the videos. Where is Mayapur? Where is that Mayapur? So, yeah, we would like to answer that. Mayapur is in India, in the state of West Bengal, district of Nadia. And yeah, it's on the bank of the Ganges. It's a very special place for us Vaishnavas. So Devi will tell why it's so special.
Yeah, for us it's a holy place because it's the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya, we see him as an incarnation of Krishna, who came especially for this age of Kali to introduce us to the Sankirtan movement, to the chanting of the holy name. There are different processes in a devotional service and devotional life who can, different processes how you can attain God. And chanting of the holy name is one of these processes, and for us it is in this Kali Yuga the most important process, the most easy process, how you can develop love for God. And here in Mayapur is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, who introduced all this. So here are a lot of places where he lived, where his pastimes took place, where his associates also lived and their pastimes took place. And of course, because it was such an important place in the past, other holy persons settled here and they also had their pastimes here. And for us, these places now become also holy. We visit them, for example, Bhaktivedanta and other Vaishnavas who settled here and lived here. So for us, this Mayapur, for us Vaishnavas, this Mayapur is a very special place because, it represents our Yuga Dharma.
Just maybe to give a context, Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago. So 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya came, he introduced this Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan. And she's just said, and after actually many years later, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was here around, we have to speculate now, maybe 150 years ago, 100 to 150 years ago. Mm-hmm. So he wrote a lot of books and a lot of literatures, and he established that the tradition of Lord Chaitanya is a very important tradition in the Vaishnava culture. So before that, Lord Chaitanya wasn't very much known. Still today, not many people know about Lord Chaitanya, and therefore also don't know about Mayapur.
And therefore, yes, they don't know about Mayapur. But
we would like to change that.
Yes. People should know about Mayapur.
Yeah, I think it's a very special place, and also the predictions behind it that Lord Chaitanya said it will become a golden age in this Kali Yuga nowadays. Golden age will be established for the next 10,000 years, starting with Lord Chaitanya, and we can already see it's a lot of things are manifesting in a spiritual way around the world, and it's due to Lord Chaitanya. And of course, people who came after him, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, was the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, who of course established ISKCON Mayapur around 45 years ago. He established the ISKCON Center here in Sri Mayapur.
Yeah, and this ISKCON Center is like a very young project, you can say. It's like about 40 years old when the first Western people came here and started some development of this place, started the development where people come and live. And now we have here a little city, you can say, with about 5,000. I heard the numbers of 5,000. 5,000 people. That's totally.
Well, the 5,000 devotees, I would say.
Yes.
5,000 devotees moved here. Of course, there's a lot of locals around, but Hare Krishna devotees moved here.
From all over the world. Of course, there are a lot of Bengali devotees because it's situated in the middle of West Bengal. But there are also a lot of Russian devotees and Europeans, and it's an international community.
Yeah. Maybe one thing is to understand Mayapur, like we started 45 years ago, it was nothing in rice fields. It was a very rural area here. And it's a very, in that sense, it's a very young city, it's a very young project. It's only 45 years old. And
everything has to develop from scratch. So all the infrastructure, schools, the hospital, everything what a city needs to live. Nothing was here 40 years ago. So everything
has to come up.
Has to come up and it came up already.
And this leads maybe also to other questions where in the comments about Mayapur, how to live here, how to make money. This was we get a lot of this kind of questions, and how you can maintain yourself here, and So I think this answered some questions already, but maybe we move on to the next.
Should we? I mean, do you like to elaborate more on this? How do we live here? What are the challenges?
Yeah.
And
as you already said, it's a young project, and I think it's one of the major struggles the devotees have here, especially when they come from foreign devotees who come from the West or from other parts of the world to come here to India, to West Bengal, because we have not a strong economy. We don't have a strong economical system where people can come, have jobs and make money and be immediately engaged. So it's a challenge for Mayapur. Of course, many devotees come here, they do some service for ISKCON, and they also get paid, get maintenance. For some it's not sufficient because sometimes foreigners maybe need more money, need more maintenance, and
it's also located in West Bengal, so the income is like a West Bengal standard. West Bengal is kind of the poorest.
It's not
districts in India.
There are no big businesses, no businesses here. Not there's also not many jobs you can do here. It's difficult for some devotees. Except of course when you can do something online, it's good. Or as I said, ISKCON of course engaging a lot of devotees, especially for the TOVP. For the big temple it's built right now, there's a lot of engineers and architects and designer, and a lot of devotees also around the world are engaged to do some service or some work there also.
Also teachers come here to teach in the school.
Yeah.
There's the hospital needs qualified persons who work there, but all have this spirit of service, of having bringing the community together and serving the community. This is more important than the salary you get for that.
We didn't came here for money.
And not just we. I mean, these are the struggles we face. You don't get a lot of salary here.
Because we are talking about, because many people ask, I want to live, you would like to live in Mayapur, and how can I live in Mayapur, what kind of job I can do, and I mean there's always possibilities, and especially when you don't have a lot of needs, then of course there is some ways to do it. But in general, especially for foreign people, as we experience here in Mayapur, can be sometimes difficult and challenging.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, there are flats, there are housing districts. So all this is there. And if you really think about moving here, or if you really think about maybe this is a place where I can imagine myself in the future, then come here and visit first. See how it feels here, how it really is here, how you feel like living in a place with no shopping mall, for example, and then everything will be clear. Then you come across the persons who rent out and all the other things.
We don't have any big bazaar here yet.
Yeah, great. People also ask us about other struggles we faced here when we moved, or why we moved. But for this, why we personally moved here, we made already another video.
We try to link it.
Yes.
We link it here because we already made a question answer video, and this was one of the main questions why we came here and
why we moved to India.
Why we moved to India and everything. So we will link it up here, and yeah, you can watch this video. So it's also, if you like to know why we came here, then we covered that.
And what we were thinking about before, one of the main challenges the devotee also have here is the climate, because it's a
hot.
Very hot climate, and yeah, you have to deal with this.
Yeah, climate is one thing. Of course, we are not used to it. But me personally, I like the climate here more than back in Germany, because sometimes in Germany, especially in the winter times, and sometimes 6 months a year, you have a lot of rain and grey weather, and sometimes for 1 or 2 weeks you don't see even any sun. And this, even if it's now in the monsoon season raining a lot, you still get everyday sun. That's my experience in Mayapur. It's maybe a little bit hot, it's a little bit austere, but the whole winter months, and it's very pleasant. Yeah, it's a little bit austere, but of course, when you come first from foreign countries, come here the first summer, it's like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine what it means to be that is hot, what hot actually means. So we can experience that here in India. But but that was not the only challenge. Maybe we had also another challenge coming here.
You think about something special?
I think the positive things here in Mayapur just outdid everything what we had, you know.
Because we were looking for a community, a big community where our kids can grow up. I mean, we elaborated on this point a lot in this other video.
Yeah,
so
we spoke about a lot, because many people think, we come from Germany. Why come we from such a good country of Germany? And Germany is nice to live there. It's very comfortable. It's very, you get good facilities. You have a nice life. You can get good jobs, good paid jobs. Can have a
social network. The government cares.
Government cares very good. Health care is very good, and you don't have to worry about money. Even if you don't have a job, the government is taking care of you. So and everything is very clean, clean and nicely arranged, and everything is nicely set up. So it's a very nice country. So many people ask, why did you move to India, West Bengal? So yeah. I mean, like that, this question we answer in the other video, but mainly is because we wanted to have this association, this surrounding of devotees, of spiritual-minded people, and that's the reason why we came here. For us as a family to be part of such a community, and of course for our kids also, that our children can grow up in such an environment. And I mean, this question was also asked a lot about our children, about education, everything. So maybe this leads to the next.
Yeah, our son goes to Gurukul. We made a video about that, and I
think most of you saw that one. It has over 2 million views already. I don't know. It's maybe it's a normal number for India, but 2 million views, it's a lot. So wow.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
And our daughter got homeschooled, and this year it changed a little bit. Now she's going in a homeschool group also, so she has part part of her studies with other girls and a very wonderful teacher, and other parts are still at home. But there were also questions, okay, how do we think about the future of our kids? Can they, about the college maybe, or can they compete with an outside society when they're leaving this bubble here in Mayapur? So what would you answer on this?
What would you answer?
I have to say, to be honest, I don't want that they fit in a society who needs to be used the elbows to have a job and to be the first one and then fight for their positions. And so I think for me it is very important that they have a good spiritual foundation on which they can build, that they have a character development, that they have a realizations. I mean, you cannot. They have to make their realizations for themselves, but you can provide an environment where it's maybe easier to get some realizations about a higher being, about God, and that He's in charge and that He takes care, and not to overcome them with worries about grades and being the best and getting a job and family maintenance. So this will come, of course, but I think if they have a good spiritual foundation where they are really calm and rooted in, then these challenges they will face when they have to maintain a family, they can face these challenges in a very sober and calm way, and they will find their ways to figure out how they can maintain their family.
Yeah, I mean, I think one important thing for us is, like you said, that our children have a really good spiritual foundation, that this is there. And but it's not our idea that, we want to control our children and we want, that our children become exactly what we want. We want to give them the foundation, and then later on they have the freedom to choose them for themselves, whatever they want to do in their lives. And even in concerning education, which is, concerns a lot of people, what is with the education of our children. Mayapur right now has actually more than 3 schools, but 3 official schools and a lot of smaller home group schools. And even these 3 official schools right now, they also offer some higher education. So you can go this path if if children want to, and some do, some kids who are inclined, a lot who are inclined of, having school, they're inclined to want to go to studies. They can do this also from here. And anyways, the world is changing. I mean, it already changed a lot, and now it's even changing more. So a lot of things are happening online. We're having now, few friends. They are making online schools, even American online schools. So you have many possibilities what to do. So we're not so much concerned about, of course we are concerned. We want that our children get a good education.
But we don't think the only way is that they...
we don't want to put them in, we don't feel we want to put them in this kind of system where they, and you see it in many countries, and even also in Germany, and I don't know so much about India, but this school system is can be very intense for some children. Some kids take it easy because they're inclined, they like it, and they go through it very easily and go to the studies. But there's many children they cannot
handle
this pressure and very result orientated studies and everything. So we want to go a little bit away from this system, and also give the children more choices, what they want to do with their lives. And just by the way, if you don't know, the Gurukul Mayapur has his own YouTube channel.
Yes.
Where they have few videos about their education. I would really recommend you to check this out. So,
and this is just our opinion and our choice. So it doesn't represent ISKCON at all, or a Vaishnava society at all. in this ISKCON society, there are different schools. There are a lot of different schools. Like in the other outside world, also there are in some countries there are even Waldorf schools related to Vaishnavism. So it's a big variety, and this what we choose. This is just our choice. But if you feel inclined to another way, it's also possible inside an ISKCON society.
We're getting a few comments, very little, that we kind of, keep our kids in a bubble. We brainwash our kids in our way, and which I find kind of, doesn't make any sense. First of all, everyone in some ways brainwashing his own children, because everyone has his way of life and is imposing his way of life to their children. And now we can fight about what's the best way of life. But I think it's good to give the choice to the parents. And of course, there's underlying principles, how to raise a child, and how to be nice, and how to be loving parents and everything. So there's underlying principles, and I think it's the most important that you follow this kind of underlying principles of being loving parent. You want to do the best for the children, and then it doesn't matter so much actually. If they go like a normal school way and go to studies and everything. We know many devotees and also many kids who grew up in Mayapur, and they went out and studied abroad in America, in England or whatever, and they're happy Hare Krishnas, and they're doing also very well economically, and having good jobs, and
or having their university degree or college degree.
So everything is possible.
Next question. Okay, what we had our challenges, school studies. Who is our spiritual master?
Yeah, our spiritual master, from both of us, is His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami. He is originally from Holland, Netherlands, and I know him since almost 20 years. He was always there for me, spiritually. We also, he guided me in many ways in my life. And he's a very, very important, of course, a very important person in our lives. He's our spiritual master. And many maybe know him. He's a very, good kirtan singer. He sings a lot of nice kirtan. So I think most of the people, when they hear Kadamba Kanana Swami, they think about kirtan. But he's also very learned. He knows the scriptures very well. He studied them for many, many years. He speaks many languages. I think he speaks like 7 or 8 languages. He lived a long time also in India. He was in Vrindavan. He was in Mayapur also. Lived here many, many years. Did a lot of service. And nowadays we're not so much in contact with him personally, but he's always there in our lives, and he's a great inspiration and great guidance for us. So many people ask, who is your spiritual master? So it's His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami. You can type in YouTube Kadamba Kanana Swami, then you will see some kirtans from him.
He also has a YouTube channel.
He also has a YouTube channel actually, and he's actually online almost every day. He's giving lectures about I think it's right now it's Chaitanya Charitamrita.
It's different topics.
Different topics. So he's going through different books, and he's live, live online. He's right now in Belgium, in Radedesh, and
also stuck there.
He's stuck there since many months, but he's live every day. So if you want to check out some kirtans and some lectures from him, we can link his YouTube channel also in the description, so you can check it out. And please subscribe there also, would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Say it straight out.
We almost through. There were a lot of questions about our kids and about living in Mayapur, and one further question was also, how do you engage your children in devotions? So
Actually, the main question. Can we go?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
How you can sign up on the Gurukul?
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't know.
I think it was the question with the most likes in our comments.
Gurukul, how do you can
sign up in Gurukul? So first of all, you have to be a child to sign up to Gurukul. Nowadays, the experiences, if the kids are like 5, 6, 7, then it's the best. It's the best time to join the Gurukul. Then can adjust to the system much better. So be young. And if you want to go more in details, what is the rules and the fees and everything, then they also have a website, Bhaktivedanta Academy.
Mayapur
Bhaktivedanta Academy. You just type it in Google. You come immediately to their site, Bhaktivedanta Academy.
We can also put the links in the description.
Yeah, and
for all the channels we mentioned.
So if you have any questions, and when you have your child and you want to put your child in this kind of school, of course it's good if you live in Mayapur, and if you already lived in Mayapur, you have to understand it's a very small school. The Gurukul right now, I think there's like 50 or 60 students. There it's a very small school. They don't have so many facilities. They also cannot take so many kids, and they prefer kids who already lived some time in Mayapur, and the parents lived in Mayapur. So of course they get some privilege in that sense that they can send the kids to school. But if you want, but some people come from far and come here and they're really asking, please take our child, and it's also happened before. So best is go to the website and go the official way, and that's the way to do it. So we answered the most liked question.
I almost forgot it.
Okay. So how do you, the next question, how do you engage your children in devotional service?
How do you do it?
I know she's, Sudevi does a lot of with stories, pastimes, and telling them the Mahabharata, Ramayana, and also from the Bhagavatam, all the stories. And I think story is a very good way to teach children not only the story itself, but also like the morals behind and the ideas and the philosophy behind. So I think that's very, very one good way to do it.
But that's the way which is very easy for me. I don't have any. It don't cost me anything to sit down with the children, take a book, and tell them the katha, or even without book. So it's a way which is very natural and easy for me. So you have to think about the things which are fun for you, and this you can teach the most easiest way. So if you are totally into kirtan and your heart is dwelling and doing kirtan every day, then that's the way you teach your children. Or if you're very into deity worship, then it's very easy for you to engage your children in this kind of way. And that's what we can see if the parents here in Mayapur, our friends, if the parents are really into kirtan, the kids are natural kirtanias also, because they hear it every day, they see it every day, and they get this fire from the parents. Or if the parents are really into deity worship and they see the parents every day making the jewelry and dressing them nicely and bathing with different ingredients and doing the worship, they get this spark from the parents. So, and then naturally it looks like fun for the kids, so they also want to do it. So this, I think you have to think this way: what is the fun and devotional service for you? And this is the easiest way how you can teach it. Just engage them, or even just let them look how it's fun for you, and then they naturally want to do it also. And of course, this is the fun part, but then also comes the duty part. Like we in ISKCON, we have this chanting. Chanting is our...
Chanting is fun?
Yeah. For some it's more fun, for some it's less fun. But I can see, especially for children, it is a hard experience to get. So, and this I don't figure it out, and I don't know how to teach them. But what I can at least do is I can see that I can make sure that they see that I do it, that I chant, that I take this responsibility, and that I am, that it's important for me, that I meditate with this mantra and take my time for Krishna. So if I don't have the fire and the spark now, then this is at least what you can do. You can at least make sure, hey, this is important for me, and I would like to do this now, and teach in that way.
Yeah. I think, like you said already, the most important thing is that you have fun doing it yourself, and then kids will automatically follow. When they see, okay, my parents, they like it, they have fun, they're happy doing it, they will also do. If you force yourself all the time doing things, then, and try to force your children, that will not work on long run. So it's difficult. Of course, you have to do some endeavor, For example, like doing a morning program, for us was always easy because, Vamana went to Gurukul, and then we went to the temple at 7 o'clock, and we had every day a morning program, which was very easy, And sometimes, our kids, didn't want to go to the morning program, but, after some time, they also saw their friends then there, and so they were also happy on so it's very easy. Then you go every day to the temple, see the deities, have darshan, have this process. But nowadays it's a little bit more difficult having a morning program at home. We tried it sometimes, but it's sometimes not so easy to be so regulated on the morning program. But if you,
for example, this is more easy if you go somewhere. If you go out and go to a temple where there's a big puja happening or a big
that's good if you study and say, okay, let's make every day morning program, even if it's just in half an hour. Get the whole family together and have some short morning program. With some puja and sing a little bit, and it's also very inspiring for the children. Then also, if everyone comes together and do it.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's it. Or these were the most frequent questions.
How long we have?
We have 33 minutes.
Okay, I think
half
that's
an hour.
Good. Let's finish this off here. I don't know. We want to say thank you for all the support and everyone who's following us and this channel and subscribe to the channel. We want to say a big thank you. Also, one big thank you to people who donated some Lakshmi to us. We're very, very grateful. We're very grateful for that. Especially, I want to say thank you to one particular person. I will not mention his name. He's from America, but he supported us very nicely. And we're very thankful for him and everything. It's actually one of our questions, how
do we maintain ourselves?
How we maintain ourselves right now. Many of you know I usually go to Germany for 2 months and I do festivals, catering festivals, selling Indian vegetarian food. Indian.
It's not spicy.
It's not spicy. Non-spicy Indian food. And that's usually the way how we maintain ourselves. I go out for 2 months and then come back and we can live, the rest of the year here. So this year it was completely cancelled, my festivals, and so the support of all of you really helped a lot.
No, I also just want to say thank you. We get a lot of positives, very loving comments under these videos, and we're not pure devotees. We actually not. But you feel, your comments always feel like, if I have a bad day, I just go there. Then no, I don't just go there. But it feels like we have such a love shower under our comments. It's really
amazing. Yeah.
Amazing, and we appreciate your support.
And this is actually what keeps us going. Also, I think it's what
even this. It feels a little bit awkward to talk about our life and do these questions, but we had really a lot of questions, and we thought, okay, we should answer these questions. We thank you for all this support and love and what we get from this. And if you would like, it would mean a lot if you share the glories of Mayapur also. Yeah, let your friends know about Mayapur and what's happening here, and about Lord Chaitanya,
and when everything is open again, come and visit.
To Mayapur.
Come and visit, please.
Hopefully soon. Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.